Good morning and welcome to War Thunder's website. I'm Old Dead Man, your host. We've got some news this morning, and some of it's good and some of it's bad and some of it's questionable. So let's go through what we got. Naval Enduring Confrontation is coming back, well, at least for a short time. So starting today all the way through April 18th, that's only 4 days, you've got the chance to do some Naval Enduring Confrontation. Now, Enduring Confrontation in the Naval mode is one of the most popular requests that are out there for Naval. So this is your opportunity to get in there and try it out again. Unfortunately, they are not running both arcade and realistic at the same time. They are alternating days. I believe today is arcade, tomorrow is realistic, and they'll alternate each day at starting at 11 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time. Keep that in mind if you're excited about some Enduring Confrontation. Well, Stona's got your excitement ready for you. Let's move on to the slightly more questionable news. This one is temporary restrictions in decals for new players. Really, I'm going to summarize this as best I can, but basically, people have been misusing decals to put on symbols on their tanks that are rapidly becoming an issue from a legal perspective. And I'm going to go over some of that news in a moment. But they are temporarily limiting the availability of the digits decals, ready-made whole numbers, and some inscription decals. And new players that register an account after this announcement is published will not see any of the decals listed. It says above in the customization menu. And so I'll show you what that list looks like in a moment. Existing players who already own these will still for now be able to use them. Existing players who have not yet achieved or purchased these decals will only have access to the digit set. All other decals effect will be hidden in the customization menu. That gets to be a little bit of a question mark because you're sitting there going, well, what do they mean, these decals listed above? Well, Gazabi has stunningly gotten through another data mine in a hurry, and last night they put out a patch with the following. All national number decals hidden if you didn't have a login before last night at midnight. I'm assuming that's Greenwich Mean Time. The following decals are now hidden. 711 tank number USA, 758 tank number USA, 14, 100, 27, 307 tank number Russia, 541 tank number Russia, 20022 tank number Germany, 211 tank number Germany, and the 217 tank number Germany. And these have had their unlocks hidden. Canadian Armored Corps insignia, the Janosik text, the Zizkus text, 5100 tank number Russia, the Tados text Poland, and I don't know about the pronunciation. Same with this one, Ladis text Czechia. And these are the decals that have been hidden or otherwise put out of reach of people that don't already have them. Now, since they state that only new players are going to not get these, you're still going to see plenty of forbidden decals on the tanks of players that have been in the game for a long time that are expressing support or opposition to various things. I'm trying to tread this as carefully as I can because this channel is not about politics. It's about gaming. But this is the point where politics impacts gaming once again. The chat client's already been disabled in the game. Now they're disabling certain decals because people are using them to create symbols. And I actually had to look around because over here in the US, there's plenty of censorship going on, but not of the symbols and things like that. At least not yet. However, over in Germany, according to Newsweek.com, Germans could face jail time for publicly supporting Russia's Ukraine war. And they're specifically in Germany's Lower Saxony and Bavaria, citizens are now barred from publicly displaying the letter Z, which has become a symbol used by the Russian army during the war. Anyone who displays the symbol at demonstrations or publicly showcases it on cars or buildings could now face a fine or up to 3 years in jail, according to the Moscow Times. According to news.com.au, calls to criminalize controversial Russian Z symbol. Ukraine's Minister of Foreign Affairs has called for the use of the Russian Z symbol to be banned, with anyone caught using it as a way to support Russia hit with criminal charges. And of course, there's pushback on that. On BalkanInsight.com, pro-Russian Moldovans condemn ban on symbols backing Ukraine invasion. And it mentions in here specifically that the symbols in question were made illegal in Moldova, along with the St. George's ribbon. These symbols are now illegal in Moldova. And they actually list, I think somewhere in here, they find here, there was people who spread them, including online, will be fined from 225 to 450 euros, or with unpaid community service of 30 to 60 hours. That's most of grinding out one of these events, you know. Legal entities and public officials who violate the provisions risk a bigger fine of 450 to 900 euros. And on the other side, Radio Free Europe and Radio Liberty, not necessarily the most neutral source, but I'll accept it for now. New Russian law on false information about army being used against activists. And they're talking about the Russians who deliberately spread false information, and that's in quotes, about Russia's invasion of Ukraine being subject to imprisonment for 3 years and various fines. It's not a pretty situation out there. People are being thrown in jail and fined for putting these symbols in places where they don't belong. And that means that if you're playing War Thunder, maybe even live streaming it, there's a potential that you could end up getting a fine because you displayed some symbol on somebody else's tank as part of your stream or part of your video, or just playing it. So keep an eye out for that. These censorship measures are going to be continuing for some time, from the looks of things. So be careful out there. Gaijin is treading that fine line, and they're stepping on a lot of toes when they do it. So keep an eye on things. Let me know what you think in the comments below, but please, despite the political nature of this, do not start getting into the political side of it. It's not worth it. We don't need to get in here. We're here to play a game. We're here to have fun. Thank you very much for joining me. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed my presentation of this material, even if you didn't enjoy the material itself. You have a great rest of your day, and we're going to see you in War Thunder, but we're going to be watching it a lot more carefully now. You have a good one.